Division. This bout is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control. Your timekeeper at the bell, Mark Shannon, and the third man in charge of the action in the ring, referee Chris Jones. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. He's wearing the black and red. His official weight of 161.5 pounds. He has a record of 21 fights, 1 draw, 2 wins, and 2 of those wins come in by way of knockout. Hailing from Poland, introducing Patryk Polasik. And his opponents across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He's wearing the black and green. His official weight of 179.1 pounds. He is currently undefeated with 2 wins. Hailing from Crayford, London, England, United Kingdom. Introducing John Robertson.
Obey my word of command at all times. Defend yourself at all times. All your punches above the waist. Any questions blue? Any questions red? Touch gloves. Good luck, boys.
With a really good start to the action. 3 wins for TM14 promotion so far with Hamza Bout, Indabasi and Finley James. Can John Robertson get the first point for Nielsen Boxing?
Polasik hasn't come to play.
Certainly not, yeah, absolutely. JTB as he's known, 26-year-old Londoner in the black shorts with green, fighting out of the blue corner, and he's in with Polishman Polasik, 30 years old. He's in the red and black shorts. 21 bouts he's had. He actually fought a former teammate of mine, Brad Ray, in March. He was stopped in the first round in that one, so he's obviously come out firing for this. Made his debut last May, John Robertson, against a really experienced Daryl Sharp. He had a baby just a few weeks ago, Denzel, as well.
Oh, okay. That probably explains why he's been inactive.
Absolutely. Yeah, 14th of June with his partner Keely.
Oh,
and
congratulations to him.
Creed Robertson. Definitely a boxing influence there.
100%. 100%.
So congratulations to them. This is an explosive start, though. Just his 3rd outing for John Robertson, and he's in against a tough fighter here. Polasik really willing to go for it, isn't he?
Yeah, no, he is. He's swinging some big shots, and he's not respecting the power of Robertson right now.
And that's the interesting part, isn't it? You've got to make them respect that, because otherwise there's nothing to deter them from marauding forward in the way that Polasik is doing in this opening round.
Yeah, no, most definitely. You have to have a little bit of pop in your shot so that, you know, your opponent knows, okay, I can't just walk in there and, you know, be reckless. I'll get caught. And right now, Polasik isn't respecting that. He's coming in, swinging wild shots and, you know, hoping to land the big one.
Scheduled for 4 threes in the light heavyweight division, this one. It was an energetic ring walk with a bit of rock and roll music to get this really sizable crowd here at the O2 Indigo. Yeah, it's a really good crowd, and he had a great rapturous reception as well. Big shot to the body from him there. It's been a difficult first round to sort of to score in a way, hasn't it? Because it's been very stop-start, a little bit disjointed, would you say? Lots of tangles like this, which
it's been real scrappy.
Scrappy, that was the word I was looking for. And there's a cut there. Didn't see what caused that, but
I think it might have been a head. The way that it's a bad cut is bleeding. This to be, it's a bad cut.
Not got a clear view of that just yet. Obviously over his right eye though. But thanks to that curly hair of his, it's difficult to get a real clear vision of it.
That's a bad cut.
Does look it, doesn't it, from this angle? This first round as well, so corner have got the work cut out with this one for John Robertson. Oh yeah, it's quite deep, isn't it?
Yeah,
it looks that way from here anyway, but they can work magic in these corners, and they're gonna have to work a little bit of magic here, because that could be really problematic.
Yeah.
It's right over his right eyebrow.
It's bleeding bad as well.
It doesn't seem to be bleeding into his eye though, in terms of impeding his vision. So that's something that the referee certainly will keep an eye on, looking for if it's impeding the vision. But it's certainly problematic.
I think it can have a bad effect on him right now. I mean, the way Polasik is coming out really aggressive, and you know, Robertson has a nice little stance, but I think this is going to make him box differently.
I think it's as well, he's only had 2 fights, Denzel, hasn't he? So I'm presuming a limited experience of this, certainly in fights anyway. You can pick these up sometimes in sparring, but this is something that's part of development, isn't it? Learning how to deal with problems like cuts in fights, and he's got this cut early because of course it's happened in the first round, so let's see how he adapts and how he manages it.
I remember seeing Robertson box before, and I think I might have been co-commentating with Lannis at the time, and I think we both agreed he's boxing at the wrong weight. I think he could come down a weight or two, and that's probably what his opponent's looking at, thinking he's not big enough and strong enough to hang at this weight, and that's why he's, you know, starting so aggressively. The cut's bleeding again.
And he is a scrappy style anyway, Polasik, isn't he? So how do you combat? Because this is one of the things you're going to come up against, particularly in these early fights. What do you do to combat someone who's going to make it scrappy and draw you into that type of fight?
That's a good question. I think, like we said earlier, you've got to make them respect your power, but you've also got to be, you know, assertive with your jab, dominant that, because he's going to walk straight onto it. You see him there, he goes one way, he comes forward. You give him a stiff, solid jab, you're going to walk straight into it, pop his head back, and he's going to think about, you know, rushing in.
And the thing is, like we saw in that last exchange, he landed a clean jab, then stepped back. Polasik then just launched himself in, but at least he'd landed a clear jab for the judges to see before the clinch. So at least if he can land a couple of clean shots, he knows Polasik is then going to come in and get hold of him, but he just needs to land a few more of those just to make sure.
Yeah, he does. I think, you know,
bleeding profusely now as well, but
good right hand there from Polasik. I think a jab and every now and then a 1-2 down the pipe. I think everything just needs to be straight against Polasik, because he's coming wild, he's swinging wild, he's not throwing any straight shots. So if you come straight down the pipe, you're going to land that will.
I'm just hoping there's not a big shot landed right in front of us, because you've got a white shirt on, and we know exactly what happens. And a white cap, so
keep putting that end of the ring, please, boy.
An umbrella or something will do us, thanks. A poncho, because anyone who's sat ringside, certainly right next to ringside, will know when a big shot's landed and there's a cut, it ends up splashing all over your notes and all over you. So let's hope that's not the case, because the blood is absolutely pouring from the right eyebrow of Robertson. Doesn't seem to have bothered him too much, but certainly these clinches are not going to be helping, because he's going to want to keep it at range and distance just to protect that eye at least.
It's made him throw less, because he wants to protect that eye. He's not throwing as much no more, because he knows as soon as he lets his hands go, that eye's open. So he's being a bit more cautious with, you know, his punch selection.
He really just throws all his weight over that front foot, Polasik. He throws himself in, and so if Robertson can just adjust his feet and step back as he's coming in and catch him, there's a chance that these clinches won't occur, but it's very, very difficult when someone's looking to make it scrappy.
Yeah. Blood spin everywhere. He asked me to wear a white t-shirt ringside. It's really
I'm amazed that there's not a speck on the referee yet, because usually in these kind of encounters the ref's covered in them. Well, let's go and have a look now at what is to come, because Melissa Zad has been backstage.
John Robertson, you have a reputation for being one of the most well-liked guys on the circuit, a fantastic ticket seller. How do you make the switch between being the nice guy and then stepping into the lion's den?
Well, I've had this dream from such a young age, and I like to be known as the people's champ. So everyone else, I could be friendly with him, but when we get in that ring, you just flick that switch and you just become the animal that this sport is. You have to change, because at the end of the day, it's either you or me, and it ain't going to be me.
How did it feel walking into the arena tonight, walking towards your third professional fight win?
I like the way you spoke there. Third professional fight win. Yeah, talking law of attraction.
Really,
like,
in the thick
feels really
of it
nice
here,
in there.
because we're
Feels,
entering the third round, scheduled for 4, and he's sustained a deep cut above that right eyebrow from Polasik, and it perhaps has hindered him in the second round, but he's going to have to find a way for that to be put to the back of his mind. And that was better from him, wasn't it? Adjusting his feet and not allowing Polasik to fall in on him.
Yeah, that's it. When Polasik rushes in, just that half a step back, he's going to fall into, you know, some shots, combination. I think the corner are really struggling to deal with that cut too.
Like he's unsure at times, Robertson, sort of how to initiate his own attacks, and perhaps waiting for Polasik to come in to catch him a little too long, but he does start off with right hand to the body there, but they end up in a clinch again, and a real scrappy affair. And you've got to feel for Robertson in some ways, Denzel, because it can be difficult to showcase everything that you've been working on and that you know you're capable of if you're in with an opponent who makes it this scrappy. But also credit to Polasik, because it's within his interest to make it the scrappy affair that we are, but it doesn't make for great viewing.
No, it doesn't, but it's a fight now. Now it's a fight. It's no longer, you know, good shot there from Robertson, good right hand. But it's no longer, you know, a showcase of, you know, what we've been working on, the show, what we've been doing. It's a fight. You got to dig deep and drag out a win here.
The crowd are actually really absorbed in this one, although, as I say, it doesn't make the greatest spectacle for the purist, but plenty of action and everyone really getting behind John Robertson, imploring him to go forward.
That was good there. He just moved out of the way and, you know, came back round, but he just didn't know how to go back forward to initiate his attack. But he got out of the way of Polasik's recklessness.
He's either got to be able to take that step back and, as you say, find a way to come back in, or pivot and change the angle. Because it's just too easy for Polasik at the minute just to simply smother him and tie him up. All part of the learning process, though. Different types of problems that fighters pose, and you've got to figure it out. You don't have long to do it, just a minute between rounds, and there'll be a lot of activity in that corner, because in the first round, that's when he sustained that cut that, as you can see, is bleeding profusely. So really difficult in the round to be dealing with a wound like that, trying to get your water on board and take instruction. So big learning curve, this one, for Robertson in many respects.
Most definitely. I think in a fight like this, everything, you know, you worked on in the gym and you wanted to do goes out the window. And it's just like, you're just fighting an instinct now, and it's, you know, what you already know, and you know what you can do in your ability. So
certainly are. Well, we've got Dan Morley and Conor Meanwell coming up, and Melissa Zad has been speaking to Dan backstage.
The much talked about return of Dan Morley, 2 years out of the ring. How excited are you to be back?
I'm very excited. It's obviously been a long build up. It's just good to get back now and push on. Very excited.
Obviously there's a massive buzz around your name. How does it feel knowing you have the support of the likes of Anthony Crolla?
It's very good. I mean, Anthony Crolla is managing me as well, so he's looking after me, but it's very good. It's essential in boxing. You need support, you need people to obviously come to the fights, buy the tickets, and you need to be able to sell, so I'm very grateful.
Obviously you're looking to pick up your 9th professional win tonight. What can we expect to see from you?
Yeah, I'm just going to go out there and do what I always do, just go out and box. I don't ever put the pressure on myself. There's no game plan, just go out there and see what happens. We train hard, we train as hard as we can, we work on everything. We know what...
Fourth and final round here. Sorry to interrupt Melissa there, doing an excellent job of the interviews. Dan Morley there, he's up next against Conor Meanwell at the super welterweight category, but we've still got this one to be settled, and it's been a scrappy affair, but not lacking endeavour and plenty of effort as well, Denzel.
Yeah, no, I'd hate to be scoring this, but I mean, I'm enjoying it here from ringside. You know, it's very scrappy, but it's a fight. It's a fight.
It's still interesting, isn't it? Because it's intriguing as to, you know, looking at what adjustments can Robertson make.
He's cut on his left eye now as well, Robertson.
He's certainly going to look tomorrow morning like he's been in the fight, that's for sure. I think he's going to be straight to the doctor after this one, having the old stitches.
Oh, we've got a point taken off.
that's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Robertson point deducted for holding. Well, that is interesting.
I mean, I think they're both holding. They're both like, I don't think there's one person stopping it, but
No, that's the way that the referee has seen it. So that could certainly change things depending how the judge, depending how the referee, has this.
Yeah, I think that point up was a bit harsh.
As you say, it seems to be 50-50 in these clinches in terms of who's
Yeah,
holding.
both initiating. I don't think it's one person just holding, but you've got to give credit to Robertson. He's digging deep. He's trying to show character. He hasn't just backed off or given up or looked for a way out because of the cuts. He's in there. He's fighting. He's trying to throw shots.
Yeah, and we've got to remember that Polasik has had 21 bouts. This is just Robertson's third, so it's early days for him.
Can't both eyes though. It's got to be horrible. A good jab there from Polasik.
And that's something they're going to have to look at, isn't it? As to, you don't want to be going through your career with many of those, do you? Because accumulatively getting marked up around your eyes, it's not ideal, and sometimes it can be problematic with those cuts opening up and scarring and so on. So this early in his career, cutting up, that badly, it's certainly something they're going to want to keep an eye on.
Especially in a 4-round fight. I mean, he cuts quite easily, so it might be something, I don't know what they can do, but it's something to look at.
Got the opportunity to get the first points on the table for Nielsen Boxing this evening. First three have all gone TM14 Promotions way, as a wild swing there from Polasik, just misses, but he lands with the follow-up jab. Robertson really been in the deep end in this one from the very first bell, as Polasik has just continued to maraud forward and make it a scrappy, difficult affair for Robertson. Both go toe-to-toe in these final 10 seconds, as you would expect, but continues to be scrappy, as Robertson just unable to free his hands to let the shots go. And certainly an interesting one, and real celebrations in the Polasik corner there between Polasik and his coach as he jogs his way over to show his respect to Robertson. Two really, really significant cuts above each eyebrow.
I mean, looking at Polasik now, I think Brad Ray done really well to stop him in the first round. But then again, Brad Ray looks like a fighter that carries decent power. So yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing, we go to the referee scorecard. Referee Chris Jones scores the bout 40-35. And your winner, Patryk Polasik.
Well, there we go, another win for TM14 Promotions, as the Polishman Patryk Polasik